dumb? You know what the fuck going on. Let's get into some tea. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am LeondraNicole. If you're new here, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're not new here, welcome back, babes. We getting some tea today, okay? I feel like doing a story time. I have not done a story time in a little minute, and story times are my favorite. But let me tell you guys, I was just thinking the other day, I'm like, bro, I want to do a story time, but I can't think of nothing. Like, I literally cannot think of anything. And it's like, girl, you got story times. I know you got story times in that memory bank, but is anyone else like this? Like, when you go through something and you like want to forget about it, I don't know if it's a trauma response or PTSD response or something like that, but like I literally push it to the back of my memory bank in my brain, and I act like it never happened. So like it'd be so hard for me to think back on times that happened or memories that I had sometimes, because like I kind of forgot about it on purpose. But you're here with a very, very interesting story time. Oh my god, my mom is in the back. That's real ghetto. We don't want to be all the way ghetto. We want to just be a little semi-ghetto. So let's move all of the stuff in the background. We'll be back. That's fine though. At least y'all know y'all girl be cleaning. Thank you. You see, I'm doing a story time by the time I had to put them paws on him. And by no way, shape, or form am I promoting or encouraging domestic violence, DV, in any way, shape, or form. We don't condone that, okay? Not at all. So this story time happened years ago, so I'm able to talk about it. Like, I'm fine about talking about it. Let's nickname these characters before we start talking. So we're gonna name the boy in this story time. Let's name him Robert, and the girl, let's name her Hershey. Okay, we're gonna name her Hershey, and we're gonna name him Robert. And then we have my friend in the story. So let's name my friend in the story Valentine. I'm just like looking at things that's in my house, and I'm like, let's name them that. So whatever. Okay, so we have Robert, Hershey, and Valentine, and then we have the queen bee, myself. Let's get into it. A couple of years ago, I was dating this guy, and it was very new, but like we was already like into it, like we was already like really locked in or whatever. So I had an event to go to, and then my friend at the time was telling me that she was going to this function, and Robert, who I was dating at the time, was coming. And I'm like, well, Robert didn't tell me that he was going to this event, but he knew that I was going to this other function. So I was like, you know what? After my little function, I'm gonna pop up at y'all function, because that's like kind of weird, because like we all would, like, you know, it just was like we all would hang out or whatever. Well, we wouldn't all hang out, but this event was like, I was invited as well, and I knew everyone that was gonna be there. I just couldn't make it because I had a prior engagement, and like he didn't know. He don't have to notify me. Let's clear that up. You don't have to notify me. You're grown. You can do whatever you want. But it's like weird. Why would you not tell me that you were going to the event that we always invited to? You never once mentioned it at all. So boom, red flag number one, right? Okay, let's keep the flags. Let's keep the flags there. So as I'm texting Robert's not making no mention of him going to this event, and I'm not mentioning nothing either. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna actually stop texting Robert, and I'm gonna enjoy my fun, because the more I text him and he don't make mention of what he's doing, and he's acting like everything is whatever, it's pissing me off by the second. So all right, boom, my event is over, and I get ready to head on to the second event. So I go home, I change, and then I make my way to the second event. So as I'm there at the second event, I come in, and Robert is there, and Robert looks like he's seen a ghost. So when I walk in, I immediately walk past Robert like I don't know him and he don't exist. He tries to come up and like tap me up, like clap me up. Like he tried to come clap me up. If you're from Miami, you know what would do that at? Why are you clapping up the girl that you're dating? Like, let's be effing for real. Let's be very effing for real. So he tries to attempt to clap me up, and I look at his hand, and I look at his face, and I look at his hand, and I start talking to the other person that was next to me, because are you dumb? Like, don't ever play with me in your life. So everybody's like, the place was closing, so they were trying to move the function from one spot to another. So then I'm jumping in my car. Well, yeah, I'm about to jump in my car. Robert walks out and he walks his separate way, I guess, towards his car. And Hershey is there as well. Hershey, she wasn't saying nothing at first or whatever. She didn't do anything too abnormal. But as I'm walking to my car, I see Robert walking, and he's walking into the direction of everyone else. I guess Robert and everybody else that was there at the function before I got there all parked in the same area, and that's including Hershey. So I call Robert and I'm like, Robert, like, come here. I know, very ghetto, very immature. That's me years ago. Okay, that's me years ago. Okay, I am a new and improved, elevated woman. We're so evolved. I promise y'all, he don't play with this toy like this any other time. This dog is super smart. He know what he be doing. He's so shysty. No, you're being very mean to mommy. I'm trying to do a story time for our friends. Go play with a toy that don't make noise. Okay, high five. Okay. Sorry about that. Coda just had to get a little. Anyways, I'm talking to Robert, and out of nowhere, I hear Hershey say, Robert. But mind you, Robert has a nickname. So I'm calling Robert by his nickname, but let's say Robert's real name is Chucky. So I'm like, first I called him and I called him by his real name, which is, I called Robert Chucky, which I did. I'm like, Chucky, and he comes over to my car. So then Hershey calls Robert and she's like, Chucky. Y'all, like, I'm cracking up at myself because I'm like, I'm so evolved. I'm so proud of myself. So I'm like, I literally almost broke my neck out the window. Like, my window is down because I'm talking to Chucky, aka Robert, outside the window. And I like damn near stick all like my upper torso and everything out the window. I'm like, who is that? Like, I'm like, is that Hershey? He like, come on, man, come on. Like, why she calling you? What's she calling you for? And I'm making sure that I'm loud so that everybody and their mama and their cats and dogs can hear me talking, because do I have to get in my car and make a scene? I would hate to do that, like, but I'm on that. I'm on that. I would. Well, then would. I don't know about now. But anyways, I'm like, who is that? And what's she calling you Chucky for? Your name is Robert, ho. And that's literally what I'm saying. Like, what the f? So anyways, I'm so sorry for all this cursing, but I have to tell the story how my feelings were at the time. Okay, so we go over to the next one. He was trying to go home. Robert was like, I'm gonna go home. Like, you just threw me, you just tried a nigga. I'm over here trying to talk to you. You ignoring me like you don't know me. Da da da. I'm like, it's a whole lot wrong with this picture in this moment right now. And I said the vibes are vibing a little bit, but unless I'm going home with you, you're not going anywhere. Like, we're going to the next function. So me and Chucky, aka Robert, end up going to the next function with everybody. So we have my friend Valentine, Chucky, Hershey, myself, and a couple of other people. We go to the next function. Next function, we had to, like, it's a strip club, so we had to, like, pay to park and then pay to get in. So obviously I pull up with Chucky, aka Robert, and he paid for me to get in, paid for me to park, and we walk in together. Before then, I don't feel like anyone knew that we were like dating or talking, but we walk in together or whatever, and we're vibing. At this point that we're in there, the drinks are flowing. I was already drinking from the previous function, so at this point I'm drunk. And then, mind you, it's my mom's anniversary at that present day, so like I was like extra faded. Oh, not her anniversary, it was my mom's birthday, so I was like extra faded, so I was like extra drunk. So that was that, and the vibes were vibing. I kind of like forgot about what I was upset with him about at the moment. I'm like dancing on him and stuff like that, enjoying the vibes. And then Hershey calls me over, which I had no beef with Hershey. Like, I had no issue with Hershey, but I felt like if you're a girl you know what I mean by this. It's like girls are really shysty and they're really slimy and they know exactly what they be doing. So I feel like Hershey kind of knew that me and Chucky, aka Robert, were a thing, because he's a very like discreet and very private person. And if he made that, if he in my face, first of all, you know what's going on. If a nigga in my face and I'm letting him be in my face for more than 2 minutes, you know what's going on. So anyways, yeah, we're talking and she's like, oh, I forgot a character in the story. Let's talk about a character in the story. Okay, we're gonna call her Sony. I'm sorry. So we have Chucky, aka Robert, Valentine, Hershey, Sony, and myself, the Queen Bee. So Hershey calls me over and she's talking to me and she like, ooh girl, look at Sony. Sony look mad. Sony gonna be mad as F. And I'm like, why would Sony be mad? And then she was like, Sony gonna whoop Chucky, well, she says Sony gonna whoop Robert ass. I said, what's she gonna whoop Robert ass for? And she was like, oh, because at the other place, Robert touched my ass. And I felt like she knew what she was doing when she dropped that birdie in my ear. So I didn't react at that time. I felt like I was like pee enough to not react at that moment, because if I had to be unpee, the unpee in me would have caused a scene. Like I probably would have reacted towards her in that moment, just because it's like, you're trying to do a thing and I'm about to show you how we could do a thing. But I had to realize like, it's this nigga. It's this nigga. So mind you, as Hershey is telling me this about Sony and Chucky, aka Robert, and also herself, the club is closing. Sony's already gone, or I think Sony had left at that time. And Hershey, after she drops that little bomb on me, she leaves as well. So at that, like the information and everybody leaving, and all of this happened within like 7 minutes, right? I'm telling my friend, I'm like, Valentine, Sony was talking to Robert tonight? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, Hershey just told me yada yada yada. So then she's like, oh my God, I didn't see nothing like that happen, blah blah blah. She was full of shit, okay? She was full of shit. I should have known back then she was full of shit, but she was like the least of my worries at that time. My eyes was locked and loaded on Chucky, aka Robert. So we're getting ready. I'm like, I'm ready to go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So we leave out the door and he's like trying to grab me. I'm like, don't touch me. I'm like, what's up with you? I'm like, come on, we gonna talk. We gonna talk. So we get by our cars. I allow him, he like, oh, you're tripping. I'm like, no, get in your car. Go ahead, get in your car. He was like, what are you? He's like, no, you get in your car. I said, no, you get in your car first. So he gets in his car and I sit my belongings on top of his car, which was my cup that I did not need no more of. I sit my drink on top of his car and I sit my bag on top of his car. And I'm asking him, I'm like, so at the other place, you touch Hershey ass? Like, you finna play with me like that? He like, what? And I said, at the other place, did you touch Hershey's ass? And he chuckled. And I just like, cocked my hand back as far as I could, and I right in his face. And I'm like, the old me probably would have did a little bit more, but that's the most that I could do, like that, like, cause I wanted to do more. I really wanted to do more. But he like grabbed me. He immediately, once my hand connected to his face, he immediately grabbed my wrist and he's sitting in his car, y'all. So his window was down. I did this because I like put my body inside of his window and like did that. And he like grabbed my hands and like pushed me out of the car. He like, bro, move, like, yo, like you tripping. I can't believe you just did that. He like, yo, I'm out. So I grabbed my stuff out of his car and I got in my car and I'm like, la 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 la. And that's so terrible, y'all. Literally, when I was leaving, and I had like a 30-minute drive home. At that time, I was boo-hoo crying. I was boo-hoo crying because I couldn't believe that I let this
boy play with me like that. I couldn't believe that all of this was going on my mom's birthday. Like, I was just so emotional. I never got tried like that to that extent, and it'd be like right dab in my face. It's like, and I couldn't like react to all of the things that I wanted to react to. It's just like, I just felt betrayed. I feel like my friend was in on it. Like, it was just so many emotions that I was feeling. And me and Chucky, aka Robert, literally argued for like 3 hours straight. After that moment, he's blowing me up, and I'm like, at one point I blocked him, and he's like blowing me up private. It was like so toxic. That situation lasted for way longer than it should have, and so many story times are gonna come from that situation. Y'all, so buckle your boots, babes, buckle your boots, and get your popcorn and empathy, because baby, you're in for a ride with that one there. But that is a story time about how I had to put them paws on them, and I'm just gonna say, since then I have not put my paws on anyone else, and I don't ever plan on doing that again. I do not condone domestic violence. I do not condone any type of violence at all. That is not ladylike, that is not right, it's not okay. And if the shit was on the other foot, this story time would not be amusing or funny or whatever it is. But I feel like for the context of the situation, I felt the need to share it. And sometimes as women, we let our emotions, even men, so let me just say as humans, we let our emotions get the best of us. And at that time, I was weak, and I let my emotions get the best of me. And he ain't never seen that side of me ever again. He might have seen some other sides, but he ain't seen that one anymore. But anyways, that is the story time. I hope you guys enjoy. If you did, leave something in the comment section below. Let me know, and let me know if you want some more story times from your girl, me, aka the Queen Bee. Let me know. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, later, babe. Ciao. Always good. Ciao, ciao.